Hello, everyone. Welcome to Julie Miller Davis Live today. We are moving our All the Things broadcast to next Monday with Tricia Turpenoff. She is not feeling well. Some nasty colds are going around for the summer. And so I was there a couple weeks ago, actually. So we're going to welcome Tricia Turpenoff to All the Things next Monday, which is the 21st of August. But I thought that I would come live anyway today and just kind of talk productivity with you. I am Julie Miller Davis, CEO and founder of JMD Productivity out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, although we serve worldwide. So welcome here on this beautiful Monday, August 14th. So happy to see all of you here. I wanted to talk today a little bit about what do I want to talk about? How are you innovating in your business and taking some intentional action around that innovation? I think that a lot of times we get caught in a place of complacency in our businesses and maybe even experience a little boredom in what we are doing because we're not really pushing ourselves. We're sort of going along our merry way and not thinking about how to innovate in our business, thinking about how to push ourselves a little bit more forward, how to serve our clients in a deeper, broader fashion. I've been thinking about this a lot because I a year ago, a little over a year ago, knew that I needed to make some changes in my business. And so what I did at that point was brought in my beautiful director of operations, Susie Moon, who's here. Hello, Susie. And she's actually really done a lot of PR and marketing for me and connecting. And because of the work that she did, and because of the leap that I took to bring her into the business, it was definitely a investment that I made in my business and almost tripled my operating budget to bring her in, but it's been amazing and I've never looked back. And now I'm in a spot where in 2023, the second half of this year and into 24, I've been really thinking about what's the next big move for me and what is it that I need to do in order to serve my clients differently or more deeply or more broadly, probably not more broadly, but more deeply or in a different way? How can I get them to think about things differently, which would cause me to talk about things and train in things a little differently than I have been? Some of this is coming from last year. I started playing tennis about 7 years ago now, 6 years ago. And last year I had in 2021, I was promoted in my tennis rating. So the lowest rating in tennis is a 2.5, and the highest is professional, but like my tennis pros are level 5.0. There's a big difference. I'd been promoted to 3.0, which I'd worked really hard for. And then I only held on to that for a year and I was dropped back down last December. And I was super mad and disappointed. I had worked really hard and couldn't hold on to it. And so I spent the whole winter bouncing back and regaining some confidence, because sometimes when we try things and we push ourselves, we get knocked down and we have to regroup. We lose confidence. We don't feel like maybe we want to put ourselves out there, that kind of thing. So I dug in really hard over the winter and I took a lesson every time that it was nice enough outside in Colorado for me to have a lesson outside. I did. And that nice enough, just so you guys know, is about 42 degrees or higher and no snow on the court. So I was taking these lessons. I was getting better. I dug into the mental part. You guys, some of you remember that earlier this year, I read a book called The Mental Game. It's all about the mental game of tennis and how to keep your intensity level up, and also how to overcome the self-doubt and all the things that happen when you get knocked down. And my coach, also my tennis pro, has done a lot. She's like the mental game whisperer. She has really become sort of a mentor sports psychologist, just really working through the mental parts of the game with me as well as my skills. And so right now I'm on track to be re-promoted to the level that I want to play at. But I also, this year, this is what I want you to know that I did to stretch. It wasn't just digging in with my coach and all of that, my pro, but I also entered tournaments, which I'd never done before. So I've played in 4 tournaments so far this year, both singles and doubles I've played, and stretched myself and put myself into situations where I'm not always going to be successful, but by doing it, I'm making myself better. So I want this is where all this is coming from. And so I want you to think about, where is it that you could dig into your business and start looking at things differently, pushing yourself into places that aren't comfortable, that are possibly going to have you have small failures, maybe big failures, who knows? But what I think the big question is, what would happen if you don't? If you don't, we stay exactly where we are, right? And it's complacency, it's boredom. Businesses start failing because we don't we're not as excited about it. We're not putting things out there. And we're not finding new ways to say things, new ways to think about things, and new ways to move our needle forward. And it's really like, how long can you keep doing the same thing and speaking the same words and offering the same stuff in the same way? Yes, people still need it, but if you're not super excited about it and you're not breathing some sort of life into it, it's really difficult to keep it going and to keep the intensity up. So, how are we going to keep intensity in your business? And that doesn't mean you're not having fun. Sometimes it means you're having more fun. And sometimes you're in the battle and you're like, why? Why did I choose this? This is so freaking hard. And sometimes we just think that about business in general, right? A lot of times I'm in the battle of a singles match and I'm like, why did I do this? Why? When I used to run, I'd be in a 10K or a half marathon. I'd be like, why did I sign up for this? Why am I doing this to myself? Why am I pushing my limits? Because when we're done, when we're through it, we are so much better than where we were when we started. And sports is my thing. You might have something else that you're doing in your personal life that pushes you and stretches you and takes you beyond where you thought you could go. And so think about that, and how do you apply that into your business? We're trying to shake things up a little bit in this last quarter and a half of 2023 so that 24 can be a whole different landscape for us of growth and possibility, and who we're serving at what level and what more we can do for you. And so, what are the things that you can do in order to get to that place where you can think differently? I'd really like you to, number one, dream. Because I think some of you have stopped dreaming about how big your business could be. You don't see the possibility. Maybe you're not enrolled with a coach, or someone who is helping you see that, or someone who is open to having you have that conversation with them. I am re-engaging my old coach because I need someone who really can dig into my business with me, and we are going to shake things up. And I'm scared to death, like in the pit of my stomach, which tells me it's the right thing to do. So, where is it that you can dream a little bit bigger? Who is it that you can dig in with and see what's possible for you? What do you need to do differently? Where are you stuck? And I'm not saying that because I have my Unstuck event coming up. Like, where are you truly feeling like you're just kind of in a holding pattern? Maybe it's the dreamer. Maybe it's Why aren't you thinking bigger about your business? Are you so mired in the details of everyday things that you can't take the time to see bigger, to see it differently? Where is it that you can shift so that you can see things from a new angle? Who is it that you can talk to see things from a new angle? It's really exciting when you start doing this. Maybe it's just journaling. I'm not a big journaler. I'm a verbal, I got to bounce things off of someone. That's why and you just have to have the community. I have a mastermind that I belong to also, and like it's all this verbal, let me bounce this all off of you so I can hear it myself. And then sometimes you're like, oh, I heard it. No, that's not the way. Or they're asking me questions to help me go bigger. Or maybe that's not the best way, but how about this way? So there's people out there, there's coaches out there that'll help you get where you want to go. We're going to be shaking things up in our ad space, in my funnels, in all kinds of way, in my team. We're really restructuring some things, and it's not comfortable. And it's stretching me beyond where I've been lately. And you know what? It helps me serve you better if I am shaking things up in my own business, if I am having some things fall flat. That's okay. I've fallen flat a lot this year in my tennis game, which has really helped my business game. I'm telling you right now, you got to stretch yourself. What new thing can you learn? It doesn't have to be a sport. What new thing can you try? What have you been thinking about doing that you could go try that doesn't have a high consequence, but it will teach you to start getting comfortable in that uncomfortable space. And it will help you really start stretching what you might be willing to try and where you might be trying to go. I have a lot of people that come to my Unstuck event that tell me before they got there, their dreams were stunted, or I had one gal say her dreamer was broken. And then I start asking, like, what do you want from your business? What do you see in your business? What are you wishing for? What do you want to be different? And they start writing things down. And then we do a whole throughout the whole event, we dig into that and how could you make that happen? And then we do a visualization of a futuristic looking at what do you want to have accomplished? And so by doing that, we break open some dreams. And I have had to do that for myself lately because I have felt like, well, what's the next iteration of JMD productivity? What happens to JMD productivity? Am I as big as I can get? Am I serving as many people as I can serve? Am I talking to as many people as I can talk to so that I can help make things better, easier, move faster, move more efficiently, help you be more productive so that you can have your biggest business and live your biggest life? That's what, it's like, am I truly doing that to the best of my ability and the biggest of my capacity that I can? And the answer is no, because there's always more that we can do without sucking more time. Because it's really important to me. I think you guys know one of my values is about fun, and fun for me is about living my life. Traveling with my family, traveling with friends, skiing, playing golf, playing tennis, hiking, spending time with family, all of that. I think I said family twice. Awesome. Once I was thinking about my husband and once I was thinking about my parents. So I want you to really know that you can shake things up and do things better and bigger in your business without sucking more time. So the place I want you to start is that question of where could you do things differently? What do you want? How could your business look? How can you push the envelope? And in order to get comfortable with that, where can you be pushing the envelope in your personal life? To places, trying things, doing things that maybe you haven't done before, things that are uncomfortable, things that stretch you beyond where you've been in whatever area of your life. And I'd love to hear what you might be willing to dig into for yourself. So that's your food for thought today, to hopefully kind of break you out of any holding pattern that you might be in at the moment. And I wanted to talk to you about a couple things we have coming up at JMD Productivity Training. One is our webinar series. It's a free webinar called The Myth of Time Management. Many of you have heard me say that I don't believe in time management. We all have the same 24 hours. We're not going to manage it. We're going to manage our calendar. We're going to manage our goals. We're going to manage the action that we take and the tasks that we do each day. Those are the things that we manage. But in the myth of time management, we're going to dig into how to get out of this thought that you can manage time. What are some things that you can actually do to get yourself out of the habits that you're in around time, the habits that you're in around your task list. And it's a 1 hour deal. And we have 3 dates for you. And if you can't make those dates, we do have a VIP upgrade where you can come to a Q&A, and you can also get the recording of it. So I would love to have you come to the Myth of Time Management. And I have this little information right here. We have 3 dates that week of August 19th, 20th. That you can come for 1 hour. I have one in the morning, one around noon, and one in the afternoon. So check that out and see if you can come to that. We do have All the Things with Julie Miller Davis coming up next week, 10:30 Mountain Time, with Tricia Turpenoff. And then in September, we'll be digging in with Connie Zeller of Connie Zeller, of Salty Bee Events. She's my event planner. She's amazing. Tricia Turpenoff next week is all about photography and how it moves your brand forward. And we also have what I talked to you about earlier, which is my Unstuck event right here. Unstuckevent.com if you want to dream bigger and figure out how to make that dream actually be implemented and take action, intentional action around it. Please check us out at unstuckevent.com. The great news is this: early bird tickets are still on sale until August 31st. And I would love to have you there. It's a hybrid event, so you can come live and in person in Colorado Springs and be with us for 3 days, or you can come on Zoom. And we go a half day on the 25th after lunch. We go a full day on the 26th and a half day on the 27th in the morning. And we've added a little pre-party, pre-event, which is all on Zoom about moving forward your brand, your messaging, your visibility. And that is happening on the 24th, all on Zoom for just a few hours. If you want to join us there, we would love to have you because our speakers are amazing. Everything is where everything you need to know is featured at unstuckevent.com. I have one more request of you, and that is, would you help me build my YouTube channel, please, pretty please? We need 13 more subscribers so that I can rename it at YouTube. I can rename it to actually be Julie Miller Davis, so you don't have to put in all the numbers to find me. We've got some great content over there, from just productivity tips, ways to think about things differently in your business, ways to move your business forward. We've got past episodes of All the Things with Julie Miller Davis. There is some really awesome stuff over there, and I'd love for you to subscribe. And Susie Moon in the comments has put the YouTube channel there, so you can click on that and find it. And I would just wish for all of you to have a great rest of your August. And I really want you to stretch the envelope, get a little uncomfortable, know that what your next big move is to get you where you want to go faster than you're getting there now. I hope you've enjoyed this time together, and I would love to see you again next week at All the Things with Julie Miller Davis and some other things that we have coming up. Take care, everyone.